Okay, it is Sunday morning, September 21st, also known as the 28th of Elul, and I am here at Gil Clarim. I'm going to make coffee, and then I'm going to do what I called yesterday a little bit of wild goose chase. My roommate, housemate, flatmate, landlord presented to me a question based on a pasuk. It's in Vayikra 11. Vayikra Yud Aleph. And why isn't this working? I don't know. Oh, there we go. Okay. It says not to eat pig, and it says not to touch their carcasses. Get to the Hebrew. I will get to the Hebrew later. And, well, it seems to be that the carcass of a pig is impure. It seems to be that the meat is impure. Eating it, whether you slaughter it or whether you shoot it or whether you find it dead, is forbidden, and touching their carcass should also be forbidden. Now, Rashi and Ramban, presumably bringing the Gemara, both say that no, only for an Israelite, for a standard Jew, is it forbidden to touch their carcass, but for everybody else, it is perfectly fine. And they bring their proof that in our times, and they're talking for the last 2,000-ish years, that a standard Jew is in a hazaka of being impure, of having touched a dead body, tmemes, versus a Kohen, whether he is in that hazaka or not, he still has this prohibition of becoming impure. Now, albeit another verse elsewhere says that Jews should be tahor, and we should be kadosh, and we should be a goy kadosh, a holy nation. That aside, there are separate prohibitions for a Kohen to become impure because they have to work in the temple, and should the temple come tomorrow, or should it get rebuilt in the next 20, 30, 50, 100 years, they need to stay in a state of as best as possible purity, versus a standard Israelite. It's preferred, it's definitely preferred, and at least one listener say for it, that I can think of says that or maybe it's even the Talmud, that says that the early Hasidim used to eat only food that was pure, and they themselves would purify themselves. Slicha, I gotta take a break. There's somebody here to see me. I'm just gonna pause it, and then I'll talk to him. Then I'll come back to you. Let's see where the pause button is on here. There we go. Okay, so I had my coffee, and I met up with Shmuel Diamond. Talked about some more work that we're working on with the Chofetz Chaim project. Taking certain things that he's written about in the Chofetz Chaim and putting them into a Word document for him to print later. But right now, I want to talk about this pasuk. Let me get out of Chumash so I can say the pasuk holy. It is technically a holy pasuk, but that's not what I meant. I meant W-H-O-L-L-Y. So here I got just a standard Chumash. Anybody who's got a Chumash at home has access. And a little bit anxious. So it's Vayikra Yud Gimel. Oh wow, I'm not even sure what pasuk it is. Oh wow, I forgot what pasuk it is. Okay. Thought it was Yud Gimel, maybe it's not Yud Gimel. Okay. Oh, here it is. Okay. So it is Vayikra Yud Aleph, and it is pasuk Zayin and pasuk Ches. It's not really located to this week's parsha, which is Vayilach, but it's something that I was talking about in shul yesterday because these shoes that I'm wearing, let's see them. There you go. No, we'll see them. There we go. Yeah. So remember when I was looking on AliExpress? So I was looking for things made out of pigskin because I distinctly remember hearing that you can wear things made out of pig, but you can't eat pig. So my landlord, roommate, flatmate, whatever you want to call him, he said that I have made the apartment impure. And well, there's verses that talk about it, and I thought it was interesting to talk about it and present it to people because, well, it's an interesting question. in terms of are we allowed to or are we not allowed to use things made of pig. So, if Zion and Vayikra, Parshmi says this Chazir, and the pig came after his parsa that it chews its cud, who Vishoseh Shasa. Actually, I don't even know how to translate. Shoseh Parsa Ugira Leigar Mahulacham. Because of this and this, it is impure. Let me get out the Art Scroll and see how they translate it, because apparently I am not equipped to translate it. It's amazing how few skills I have when it comes to Torah. Chewy. Let's see. Okay, got the Art Scroll out here. And it's Vayikra 11:7 and 11:8. Let's see how they translate it. Not too far. I guess at this point I'm just trying to say that, even a layperson can track down Psukim and Halacha and the portion, that you don't have to be like Talmud Chacham for that. Maybe to Pasuk and Halacha you do, but to learn Torah, Lav B'Shamayim Hi. So it says here that, okay, 11:7 says, and the pig, for its hoof is split and its hoof is completely separated, but it does not chew its cud. It is unclean to you. And then verse 8, Pasuk says, from its flesh you shall not eat, and its carcass you shall not touch. It is impure to you. And let's see if I can just focus on the verse there. Can you see it? So it's pretty straightforward, right? Now Rashi says very clearly. Let me just read it exactly as the article translated. He says, "You shall not eat of their flesh, nor shall you touch their carcass. They are unclean to you." That's pretty straightforward. Rashi says, "We only know these. Shar behemoth me'ash in la shum siman dar medayin. Amar kap homer ma elu sheish behem k'tzas siman dara. Asuros ulu absor." Okay, not really relevant to our discussion. Absor bashara. With regards to their flesh as a warning. With regards to the rest of the body, there is no warning. So apparently only flesh is actually an issue, which goes back to the question of wearing a belt made out of pigskin, or a hat made out of pigskin, or shoes made out of pigskin, or a bag made out of pigskin, go, their carcass you shall not touch. Maybe it means a standard Jew is warned about touching their carcass. So it brings a verse later on in chapter 21. It's Pasuk Aleph. First verse, first Pasuk. So you have a Kal Homer, it's like first law of arguments. If the touching of a dead human body is only forbidden for a kohen, tumas nevela kala lokosheche, that the impurity of a non-kosher animal, how much more so? That's only for a kohen, not for a standard Israelite. So matom alomer loisigo. What's the verse coming to tell us? Beregel. So maybe this is the answer, but my housemate, my roommate, my landlord, whatever you want to call him, Isaiah clearly says, although there is another statement, I don't remember exactly where, that says any prohibition that is not stated or repeated is not necessarily something. I don't know, you gotta ask Talmud Chacham. So that the standard Israelites are obligated to purify themselves for the holidays. I'm going to take out the Mikros Gedolos because you got the Ramban there. And then afterwards I'm going to take out the Gemara and Rosh Hashanah, both the Steinsaltz and the Sifta, and see what they've got to say on the topic. It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a little bit of an adventure and a little bit of, I don't know, waste of time. I wish I didn't have an audience here, but I guess I didn't want an audience because I'm doing it in public. Okay, so 11:8. Ramban, if I'm not mistaken, says exactly the same thing that Rashi says, possibly in different words. He says, let's see if we can, that's the Mikros Gedolos, Yeah, see there. Ches. It's not a warning to forbid us about touching. That in telling us in their carcasses shouldn't touch because they are impure. Shouldn't touch them even if shouldn't touch them unless you're already impure. It's telling you that anybody who touches them become impure. And he should be stay away from the holy things like truma and the temple itself. Shema midrash amru basenu. We have a medrash that the rabbis say, and he says it brings here some Torah's kanim. I don't know where that is. He says that when it comes to the Sukkos and Pesach and Shavuos, when you want to be pure and go to the temple, which we don't have today, we're waiting for the third temple, but back then the first temple, the second temple, because they are impure. You shouldn't go up to the temple if you've touched a pig. So Raman wants to say that this kind of impurity is not something that you would be punished by getting 40 lashes. It's just something that you need to stay away from the temple. What's the statement in Rosh Hashanah that says you have to purify yourself in order to go to the temple on the 3 holidays? Mitzvah midivrei sofrim. That's a mitzvah from the rabbis. Name is in the Torah. Say also say. So I see mitzvah salvia. So purifying yourself is not even a commandment. It's a rabbinic injunction. And in fact, if you take a look at Chagiga, I think it is that the entire Jewish people were considered pure on the temple, on the holidays, and that afterwards they would anyways put the utensils and whatever else they possibly could into a mikvah just in case, and that they had spares of all the vessels and all of the altars, etc., because it's possible that somebody would be impure and touch it, and you can't have impure stuff in the temple. So maybe it's actually coming to tell you that I'm not really sure what that's talking about. But now we're going to go take a look at Rosh Hashanah. First we're going to get the Steinsaltz, because that's pretty straightforward. He just gives a translation. He doesn't deal so much with commentary, although he does have excerpts on the bottom, but that's not what I'm showing here. If I'm not mistaken, it's 17b, because, sorry, 16, because Zayin Amud Aleph. Because Zayin Amud Beis, sorry. A little bit confused. So, it's going to take me a minute to find it. I should have been more prepared, but I wanted to show the effort involved. I guess why rabbis deserve to get your charity. Okay, it's not the sign of Levi, it's the sign of Aleph. And not that at all. Let's see where Rashi got the original quote from. When Yud Aleph Ches, he says to Zion of a base. So it is. Okay. Chayev Adam. The Tahir Regel. Let's see if I can find this. It might take me a minute. It's only one line in this whole thing. You're going to have to read the whole page. As an eager Gasholam Kimkalis, Ikar, Amrabi Abba, Petition to Kazais by the Hugazais Colon, the Democrats, the Kolaka, the Smart Amrabi Abba, Marab, Petition to Kazais, being that mad, and now Holo in Shaban, if I shall have a killer, sheer, medical shoes, and love Shabbos, my call shoe, I forgot the liquor size, low the East Bakers, Tashmat, I shall that solid, I feel a couple shall look with Bushel callers, these spinach nuts, I love Hammy Bam Jump to loss, I was ever English sheer, my love, English call, Ellen low sheer, the Mala, Ish the sheer, the Mata, Amrafuna.
Rab, Irutashim Tzirgun Das, Pshita Das Manik Beinan, Das Mishnikola Beinan, Tashma, Pushmul, Mario Kula Dog, Rabbi Ami, Rabbi Azim Arvu Akula Tiberia, Makris Rabbi Yaakov Bar Idi, Mishalei Niach Irutashim Yav Ismail Chachali, Yad Kama Amr of Tachum. I'm in the Ramasechta. I'm in Beitza. No wonder I can't find it. Beitza, Rosh Hashanah comes after Beitza. Okay, let's try Rosh Hashanah Des Zayin Amabiz. Two Masechtas in one book. No wonder I couldn't find it. Okay, let's try that again. Let's try it again. Des Zayin Amabiz. And, oh, here we go. Found it. So, Tanya Nami Hachi. Universal Sigal, Yahui, Yisrael Mazar, and Al Magun Nevil, Tamalomar, Emerald Khan, Benaram, Muzar, Ben Israel, in Muzar. Halidavam Kal Horma, Tuma Kamar Khan, and Muzar, Israelim, and Muzar, Tuma Kalo, like again, Elamatamalomar, Universal Sigal, Beregal. That does not tell me that you have to be pure for the holidays. So, where does it say you have to be pure for the holidays? So, where does it say you have to be pure for the holidays? Am I going to have to read this whole page? It says Design of Bays, but I don't see it. Taken Marine, Kishain Abdin, Kide, the Arbi of Southern Arbitsa, Kolshana Shay taken love, but Khilas of Marine love is over my time, but your Bab Sutton. Arbitsa, Kolshana Shash, the Khilas of Ash, specific numbers, Shanam, Aris, Xiva, Lakri, Sefa Shish, Lakris, and Arbitsa again done in the Southern Elafi, Miles of Shalis, Shash, Network, Kishama, Lakim is called Elko and Irish, Asher, Shama, Arbitsa, Shash, the Bar, Maskir, and Avadis, Shadam, Elaine, Kir, not to have even feel a nice din, Alchaver, Damar, Rabbi Elim, Kamas Din Alchaver, Nash Khilash, never Thomas or Avram, Kamasi Alecha. I don't recognize that verse. I don't see a Mar Makomos either, so maybe in the Taksiv, but Avram is supposed to start with Koso. Amar Rabbi Yitzchok, Brother Van Bakarin, Xardino Shaladam. Elahin, Tzaka, Tzaka, Shinu Hashem, Shinu Hamas, Tzaka, Ksiv, Tzaka, Tzimobis, Tzaka, Ksiv, Tzaka, Hashem, Tzalem, Tzaka, Sim, Zim, Shinu Hashem, Ksiv, Sari, Shitakal, Zigal, Shma, Sari, Sari, Shma, Ksiv, Rach, Ti, Osa, Gam, Sadi, Melech, Leche, Bing. Shinu Mazil, Ksiv, Yar, Lekim, Esmasayim, Ksiv, Nagam, Lekim, Arash, Di Balas, Lehe. So Yesham, Shinu Makum, to Ksiv, Yomer, Hashem, Avram, Lecha, Matzachov, Ari, Eschol, Gregula, Veidach, Ozuzla, Here's Jahu, Anya, Lehe, Amar Vizok, Chai, Vadam, Lekagel, Pnei, Rabo, Brego, Shnemer. Vadu ad Odechas Elah Hayom Lechodesh LeShabbos Bekol to Bechodesh Shabbos Yiboy Leil Mizal. Bitzachai Vadum Tar Atzmo Beregel Hine Matzanu. Okay, so what does Rashi say? Rashi says. I don't even see it. Chayvad Magpir Habri Regel, Shnemer, Adlaka Bilavayam, the Chodesh Shabbos, Morgal, the Chodesh Shabbos, Yibai the Vezel, Vietza Chayvad Matar, Atzma Regishtam, and also Sigot, and Mechi. So he doesn't even translate anything because there it's very simply. And there is in the Orach Halacha here. Steinzel's Brigdab is Majbis and Megdish Kayim, Musar Kol Yisrael Yos Taharim, Bechol Regel, Pnei Shehem Tzrichel Yos, Mechanim Likanis, Megdish La Chogdashim, B'Sharim, Yimos Shana Eda Musar. His verb Shu Isra Minatar, El Shein Leikin Alav. She's the Ramban who he Sheino El Midrabanu because of who Raka Smachto, Chem Perish Bir Samech, et the Rambam. Right, we're going to get to the Rambam later, but as far as we can tell right now, this is a difference of opinion that some say it's Doraisa and some say it's Drabanan. And if it's a Doraisa, well, then you get a different problem because Gemara clearly says Safik Doraisa and Chumrah. Let's see if we can find the Masifta on Rosh Hashanah, which is over there. Okay, this is Masifta, by the way. It's like Art Scroll, but it's in Hebrew. It's very similar. We don't have an Art Scroll Rosh Hashanah in this place, as far as I know. It's relevant. My Hebrew is relatively good enough to be able to handle it. So let's check out Taz Zion and Bays. I'm going to show you a relatively short Masifta. Okay. Let's see. Now, it was right in the middle. No, it was actually towards the end. Where was I? So... It's kind of in the middle, kind of not. Oh, this is not even design on the base. I gotta bring up design on the base. Finding places. It was so much easier yesterday. Okay. And I haven't done Chok yet today. So. Here we go. Chayav Adam Ha'bil Pnei Rabba B'Regush Never Do Lava Yom Lechodesh Shabbos Mikol Lechodesh Shabbos Yibay Mezo Rizal Chayav Adam Tar Atzmo B'Regel Shnemer V'Nosim L'Sigo. And the Mesifta, that is literally right behind it, so it's going to be the top of this page here. So he starts with the fun of B'Regel. Now here we go. Chayav Adam Tar Atzmo Mituma B'Regel Shnemer Gabi Tumas Nevela. מפשרם לשיחל ונלסם לסיגות, תמיהם ממלכם, והזהר זו נאמרה ברגל כפי שמבואר ברייסה בסמוך. תני נמי הלכי שנרקים בברייסה, תורס כהנים, כמו שאמר ביזק נאמר בפסוק ונלסם לסיגות, כל יכול יסי לפריש, כמו נעשה גלמר שישראל מסהרים על מגה נבילה. אז ישראל תמה בתומס נבילה. תמה לא מלמנו, אז כסף אמר לכהנים בני ערב, אמרתי להם נפש שלי תמה בעמב, מה ששרק בני ערב מסהרים שלי תמה למסים. So Gemara says very, very clearly that it's only talking about Kohanim. And before I move on, it is in Tur Taf Reish Vav. So we're going to find Orach Chaim Taf Reish Vav. Orach Chaim Vav. That's, no, I need Zion. Is there an Orach Chaim Zion? Orach Chaim Zion. Here we go. That's question Mishpat. Where is Orach Chaim Zion? Saw it yesterday. Gotta find Tuf Reish Vav. Orach Chaim Tuf Reish Vav. Orach Chaim Beis Daled. Orach Chaim Hey. That's Tuf Kuf. No, Orach Chaim Vav it should be. Orach Chaim Vav. This is different sets apparently. Okay. Are you using? Oh, he's using Orach Chaim Vav. There we go. That's the one I need. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So here we go. Tur Orach Chaim. Looking for Tuf Reish Vav. Tuf Kuf Pei. Tuf Kuf Tzadi. Tuf Reish Yud. Tuf Reish Vav. Tuf Reish Vav. And which halacha is it? Gotta go back to the Gemara to figure out exactly where. Take a look at the Ein Mishpat. It says here. Oh wow, it doesn't say. How do I know it's a Shri book? It's from a different Gemara? I'm so confused. Okay, we're going to have to go through the whole Taf Reish Vav. That's talking about Tshuva and Yom Kippur. What on earth does that have to do? What on earth does this have to do? Oh, interesting. So he says, Nagu Litbol Erev Yom Tov, Erev Kippur, that tired people became accustomed to going in the mikvah before Yom Kippur. Rav Amar of Amram Teva Adam Mishal Shavis Mispal Mincha. Amar Sadya Balasa B'Tvol V'Parach Al Tfil K'sos V'Doini Ravi Reish Zal Shnei Dvav Ma'nirim Zesh L'Metzim B'Talmud Remez Tfil Yisad V'Vim V'Min V'Vim V'Yedif V'Mar V'Amrin Chavit V'Legro Shum She'ina El Min V'Vim V'Yim Shum V'Yizad Amar Chai Adam Tar Atzmo B'Regel Hani Tar Atzmo Mikol Tumos Avmi Tumos Meis Azus Alav Shishon Shvi Ini In Lana Tara Kivichin Bal Kriyat Tavlin Kol Hashana Eichal Tfila Zu in the Varich. Lashnagol Tar Atzmo Mikar B'Yom Kippurim Samchol Midrash Al Pirkei Rabbi Eliezer Shneikaim K'malchei Shoris B'Yom Kippurim. Actually, I meant to look it up yesterday. I didn't get around to it. But here we have the Tur. Is very clearly Erev Yom Kippur you should go to mikvah, and only by the Shalosh Regalim is it normal because they had Paraduma back then. Okay, I hope this little bit of a goose chase was interesting to you, and have a great week.